Hello everybody, today I'm going to show you how to build the most OP'd Barbarian. Now this is with patch 7. The new Barbarian class is so OP'd and so crazy, but you got to build it right. There's many ways to build it, but I'm going to show you the most OP'd way to build it. And we're going to build this as a maximum DPS class, but let's first talk a little bit about the key stats. Your key stats are strength, so you can throw things and you can hit real hard. Dex, very, very important because you want to have extra armor and also your chance to hit, and constitution so you can tank and take some hits. Now these other stats are not so important. If you're playing with groups, the nice thing about it is you can let them take care of this and you can just do the bashing, because by the way, that's what this class is for. It's for the bashing. Okay, so let's start out real quick and talk about what we have. So the two backgrounds you have are soldier, which give you athletics and intimidation. This is my preferred background. You can take the urchin here. You can see here's a little sleight of hand, but I would leave that to other characters in your group to do. So you can see what they are here. Deception. You really want the one that's based around right here, and you want either Outlander, which gives you survival and athletics, or you want the soldier, which gives you intimidation and athletics. I ran into a lot of intimidation checks last time I played it, so I'm going to go with this. I like this. Next thing you want to do is let's talk a little bit about the race here. There's a lot of choices with the race. Some of the races like half elf and allow you to change the stats, which is really good. But if you take a look at these, let's start like this. Let me show you something. If you take an elf like this, and sure you get this minor illusion cantrip and all that, and then you go over here to class, to barbarian, you'll see you get 14 hit points and maximum hit points per level. Now take a look at this. Let's go back and let's look at, okay, for example, tiefling, and let's take a look at class, 14 hit points. Let's go to drow and look at the class, 14 hit points. But they're all going to be the same except for one. Let's go take the dwarf, and we're going to be a dwarf, and by the way, they have different ones. And check out the dwarf, 16 hit points per level. This is quite big. And look at the proficiencies they get. So this means they're going to hit even harder with the proficiencies for some of the weapons. Now let's go back to this here, and there's two kind of dwarfs you can pick. You can pick the Goldie dwarf, and he's got 2 constitution and he's got a wisdom, which isn't that big a deal. But check it out, if you get the shield dwarf, is this crazy or what? They get constitution and they get 2 on the strength. 2 on the strength is just crazy as it is. The constitution is really nice too, because you're going to need a lot of constitution later on. In addition to that, what's also good is they get light armor proficiency. Okay, that's expected, but medium armor proficiency. You will not get a disadvantage if you use medium armor. So this is going to be nice, especially with the new magical items in the game. You can go ahead and do this. Now here's another thing. Look at hand axe proficiency. You're going to throw a lot of hand axes right from the get-go. So this is going to get a bonus to it. Light hammer, war hammer. It's going to be really nice to marry this character with a 2-hander. Now look at what the stats are, 17, 13, and 16. Okay, so you can see what we have here. We have athletics, animal handling, and survival and intimidation. I'm going to go ahead, and appearance is fine. I'm going to go ahead and change some of these things like animal handling. I didn't find it that useful last time, but I would rather boost perception. And of course survival. So now I got perception, survival, intimidation, athletics right here, and skills without proficiency are these. Of course, they're not as big a deal. Some people can say, well, they are kind of a big a deal, like deception and all, but basically this class is just a pure DPS class. You're just in there to kill stuff, and believe me, when you build this class out right, you're going to hit and one hit a lot of stuff, which is going to be really awesome. I mean, in the beginning, that the commander guy, you're going to take a huge chunk of health off him if you crit. So it also gets a proficiency bonus of 2 in addition to that. So take a look at these. Now let's go ahead. We're not done yet. Let's go ahead and modify these. This is what I'm going to do here. Like, you know that charisma isn't too important, so let's take 2 out of charisma. And you have a choice of putting them in constitution or dexterity. At this point, I want to put it in dexterity because this will increase our armor class and our chance to hit. And wisdom, of course, let's take some out of wisdom. We can once again put it in dex, or we can put it in constitution. I'm going to go ahead and put this into dex. So now we're up to 15 dex. Look at these godly scores. So you're going to get good armor class with this here, and you're going to get strength, and you're going to get survivability. You're going to get all of this here. So we've taken these out. Let's See, we can take even more out of wisdom, and now we can't put it into dex or strength, but let's just put it into con. Look at that, 15, 17, 15, 17. Is that nuts or what? So once again, that is going to give you the most OP build here out of this guy right here. Let's go back and review for all you guys that missed it. Once again, you're going to go soldier, and then you're going to go and take the race. You're going to take a shield dwarf. If you want more protection, you can take the shield and pick up a shield somewhere. I bet you're going to get crazy AC on this. It's going to go through the roof, and you're going to be a tank and with a lot of DPS at the same time. So these are your things here. You got Dwarven Resilience, which is really good. It gives you saving throws against poison. Very good stuff. Look at the constitution on this. Look at this, guys. Look at Battle Axe, Hand Axe, Light Hammer, War Hammer. Is that nuts or what? This character is so going to be so OP'd. Select your hair, do whatever you want to do. And then we're going to go back here and take a look. You got your Barbarian. Now here's the thing, is you got unarmored defense. And this is the thing here, is while not wearing armor, you add your constitution modifier. So this is an option to have armored defense, and you get the rage. Now my opinion on rage is we'll have to see what happens as we go up. Let's see how many points we get. Right now, as the game is only up to level 4, we don't know what kind of bonuses you'll get at level 5, 6, 7 and all that. I guess it's just 1 point per level past a certain point. So we'll have to see how they implement that into the game. But it gives you an extra 2 damage, so you'll have to see later on in the game. An extra 1 damage. It may not be a big deal, but nevertheless, it's really good. So once again, let's review the skills here. Athletics, perform athletic stunts. And see there, helps you resist being shoved. That's also important. Intimidation. And we're going to go athletics. And we're going to go intimidation. We got perception, survival. I mean, this is not a big deal because it's off. These are off wisdom, so not going to be a big deal. And once again, we're going to build these out here. We're going to pump strength. We're going to pump dexterity and constitution by sacrificing these other ones. Like I said before, you'll be dumber than a box of rocks, but when you play it with a group of friends or other characters, this is going to be your main go-to DPS, and it'll be crazy DPS. So now we are here in the beginning. This is when you first get in the game. I want you to see the character sheet. First things first, take a look at your AC. You get 10 from unarmored defense, you get 2 from dex, and you get 3 from constitution. It gives you a total of 15 AC. That is just ungodly at this level, I'll have to say. This is how far you can move. It may not be the greatest, but it's still decent movement. You'll be fine. And how many hit points you have, and this is, you get 3 per level, so you're going to go up quite a bit. And this is your initiative. Of course, better dex will improve your initiative. In here, this is a type of armors you're proficient with: shields, light armor, medium, just so you can take a look at this. It's easier to see this way, in my opinion. So simple weapons with this character are proficient with. Check it out. Basically, he can use just about anything. And look at this, proficient with this. Oh my gosh, that's just nuts. Look at that. Simple and martial weapons, it's wow. Proficient, he's going to kill every single thing on the planet here. You can take a look at this guy. So this is pretty good, and just wanted to show you guys this here. Okay, so the other thing that I want to show you is this is what you get when you start off. You get cleave, which is really good. This will hit 3 enemies, and that's a nice arc right here. So you also can get lacerate, which is really nice too. Look at the slashing damage and potentially inflicting bleed. Very nice to have. And you're going to get prepare, so you can spend some of your movement speed to get additional 3 slashing damage with your melee weapon for the rest of the turn. That is really sweet, and this is just basic attack. So look at that, you get hit for 15, and really nice. Now if you want to go ahead and throw things, you click on this right here, and you can see here your hand axes do 1 to 6, and it will straight up kill a lot of these imps right from the get-go. And this is what your other weapons do. So just so you get an idea what your weapons do here, so you can take a look at this. So that's what they do. Of course, you've got jump here, you've got shove, you can shove, but here's a cool one: improvised melee weapon. You can pick up an item or a creature if your strength is strong enough, and you can throw them. So this is really good, and the way it goes is that based on the weight of the item or the NPC, that's what inflicts the damage on it. So not exactly sure what the real fine details on it are, but that's why more strength equals more better. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and have fun with this class right here. This is just a crazy nutty class. It's just so OP'd, I gotta tell you. I just love it.